Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Amy Klobuchar and Harley Quinn. All right, so today what I'm going to do is I'm going to present a 10-point nitro boost plan for Amy Klobuchar. All right, so we're going into the Nevada primary, and I think the current facts, the current facts on the ground, the current now situation presents an opportunity specifically to Amy Klobuchar. This happens all the time. Events happen. The future, the unpredictable, uncontrollable future, presents events to the candidates who are in the U.S. presidential primary Democrat race, and they all have an opportunity to respond to these events, these major political events. Now, what's the political event that I'm talking about? Birds of Prey movie release. That is a massively political event. And if you don't understand that, you're not paying attention, right? By the way, I firmly believe that the Birds of Prey release is a massively political event. It has a lot to do with politics, right? Now, the reason for that is I'm the creator of Refraction Journalism. And when you understand Refraction Journalism, you understand how entertainment relates to politics, okay? If you don't know it for Refraction Journalism, no problem. I got the link down below. All right. Okay. So here's the thing. Basically, So let's talk this through, and my plan for Amy Klobuchar will be contained herein. It is coming forthwith. All right. So, Birds of Prey. We now have an American crisis. Okay, and that is Birds of Prey release this weekend. So, Birds of Prey, terrible name for the movie. That's part of the problem. We'll get into that. I got so much stacked up here to talk about. All right. Birds of Prey made $33 million this weekend. Birds of Prey is a Warner Brothers film. It is a Margot Robbie film. It is a movie that stars Harley Quinn. It is a movie that stars Ewan McGregor. All right. These are all major forces. Warner Brothers is a multi-billion-dollar movie studio. Harley Quinn is a multi-billion-dollar intellectual property. Margot Robbie is a multi-billion-dollar, I think has she won an Oscar? I think she already has, right? Or she's definitely, I think she won an Oscar, right? She's definitely an award-winning actress, and she is definitely one of the hottest American talents today. No two ways about it, as far as progress, and I mean hot from a lot of media buzz. Excuse me. I know that word has double meaning. I mean the meaning of hot in that her career is going well. Excuse me. All right. I think there's some people who think Margot Robbie's attractive. I'm not saying she's not. I'm just saying I'm not talking about that in this video. This video has nothing to do with the attractiveness or non-attractiveness of Margot Robbie. She is a successful American actress at a massive scale, right? And that's part of this, right? Okay, so if you have a multi-billion dollar comic book character, if you have a multi-billion dollar a movie studio, if you have an award-winning actress, right? And also you have an award-winning multi-billion dollar an award-winning actor who has been in movies that have made billions routinely, right? That is Ewan McGregor. You have all the elements to make a $1 billion movie like a layup, okay? A $1 billion movie for Birds of Prey should have been a $1 billion movie like a layup. It should have been easy, right? The only question is whether Birds of Prey should have made $2 billion or $3 billion, okay? Now, we have an American crisis right now because I'm saying that Birds of Prey making $33 million domestic on its opening weekend is an American crisis that the government needs to get involved in. All right? Now, I'm going to make my... you're like, what? That's a bold statement. Yeah, it is. And I'm going to make my case for it, okay? All right. So here's why, okay? It's not a small deal. It's a very, very big deal, and it has a lot to do with politics, okay? All right. Birds of Prey making $33 million domestic on its opening weekend. First of all, the budget was $84 million. right? Domestic didn't even cover the craft cheese, like the craft services bill, right? That is a terrible, terrible, terrible return on that movie. Terrible. Really, really, really bad, right? Now, you had everything you needed to make this a multi-billion-dollar property, right? But it turned into ash, right? Like it's turning into nothing. It's going to do terrible at the box office, and let me tell you exactly how bad. If you think I'm overestimating here, Birds of Prey is the poorest performing DCEU movie, right? That's like the Zack Snyder era, everything beyond the brilliance of Christopher Nolan. Yeah, we all get it. Like Heath Ledger was, literally died to make the Joker a legend and won an Oscar for it, and it catapulted the entire genre of superhero movies into what we see now, which is a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? Like Nolan helped cement superhero movies in what we see today, which is a massive freight train of industry. Okay, but the DCEU is Zack Snyder, so you're talking Suicide Squad and Justice League and Man of Steel, which are all, Wonder Woman's in there, right? But these are all terribly fraught, very problematic films. The most successful DCE movie is Aquaman. You know you got a problem when your most successful movie is Aquaman, right? Like, things are not being handled well, right? Okay, so here's the thing. Harley Quinn is one of the most complicated and complex characters ever created in comic books. Harley Quinn was not created in comic books. She is a comic book character, and she has appeared in, this is not a joke, easily 1,000 comic books since her creation in 1992. She was actually created for the very award-winning and incredibly well-respected Batman animated series in 1992. She is an incredible character. She is incredibly well-beloved, and she's well-beloved by young people, okay? Anybody who loves fashion and chaos and pranks loves Harley Quinn. She's complex, she's compelling, she is an amazing character, okay? And she plays on both sides of the law. She's been a villain and she's been a hero, okay? She's amazing. And in addition to that, she also speaks to modern romance, right? Because she has this really crazy, weird relationship with the Joker, who's one of the most compelling characters in all of comic books. And now we get to the really important part. This is why Amy Klobuchar should speak to this, okay? The real reason, even beyond what I already told you, why Birds of Prey should have made $1 billion is Harley Quinn is part of the Bat family, the Batman family, okay? They call it the Bat family. Batman is America's greatest asset today, bar none. Batman is the greatest American national asset that exists, right? You know what used to be our greatest national asset? Steel, right? The government has gotten involved in American steel. By the way, there's a company called American Steel. I'm not talking about that company. I'm talking about American Steel. Steel that comes out of the ground here that we create, right? And American Steel, that's what I mean when I say American Steel. A lot of people refer to it as U.S. Steel. I'm going to call it what it is, American Steel, okay? I'm not talking about the company. I'm talking about the thing, okay? All right. American Steel is a big, big deal. It's been a big deal for probably well over 100 years, okay? In the year 1980, there were 500,000 U.S. steelworkers. In the year 2000, there were 224,000 U.S. steelworkers. Between 1980 and 2000, and to this day in 2020, the U.S. government routinely gets involved in the steel industry. They give tax relief. They help the steel industry get loans. They help with land issues, where factories go, where they're going to be shut down, all kinds, where they're going to build new factories, right? Where companies who are coming into America that are going to use American steel can build factories, right? America gets tariffs, tax relief. America gets incredibly involved. The American government gets very, very involved in American steel, okay? And the reason why is it's recognized as an American national asset, and it is an indicator of economic progress. Well, guess what? Now, since 2008, when steel became traded like began being traded like a commodity because it can be dug out of the ground in almost any nation, right? And it's pretty much trash now, right? Our real asset is Batman. Batman is a multi-billion dollar property. He's made in 1939 by Bill Kane and Bill Finger. And then, Bill Kane's the real creator, in my opinion. Yeah, Kane. Bob Kane is the real creator. I don't think Bill Finger is that big a deal. That's a whole debate. I'm going to leave that off to the side. We'll keep moving. All right. So the thing is, Batman came out in 1939, and in 80 years, Batman has become massively successful, and I believe he's America's greatest national asset at this point, right? And right now, that asset is being massively mismanaged by Warner Brothers, okay? All right. Now, I know this is true, and the reason why is the Birds of Prey movie just literally had its title changed in flight. It was released as called Birds of Prey, The Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. That doesn't fit on a marquee, right? All right. And now, literally 2 days later, they changed it to Harley Quinn's Birds of Prey. That's not the name of the movie, right? The name of the movie is Birds of Prey, The Fantabulous Emancipation of Harley Quinn. Now, if you have Harley Quinn in your movie, just call it Harley Quinn. That is so obvious, right? But the reality is Warner Brothers has mismanaged this film from start to finish. When you take a character as compelling as Harley Quinn and make $33 million domestic on opening release, it's almost like you had to labor to make sure it didn't make money. This was a massive, in my opinion, mismanagement of an American national asset, okay? Now, Donald Trump flaps his gums every time, the ticker changes on American steel, right? I want an American, a savvy, smart, aggressive American politician to start throwing in on our real American national asset that matters, Batman, right? And here's where Amy Klobuchar comes in. She can crush it right now in this moment, right? Taking the facts I just said, right? Acknowledging that the entertainment industry is our real, actual industry of import today, not importance today, okay? And say, if I was president right now, I would call Amy Sarnoff. Amy Sarnoff is the CEO of Warner Brothers. So Amy Klobuchar should say, Amy Klobuchar right now should say in her next interview, if I was president today, I would pick up the phone and call Amy Sarnoff and say, Amy, I would like to meet with you in the Oval Office in 1 month to discuss your plans for the Batman franchise. Period. Hang up the phone. Okay? Now, the reason that Amy would say this is she would say, I'm going to start treating the entertainment industry as America's actual industry of importance. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're like, hey, the government shouldn't get involved in art. You're wrong. You're wrong. Okay? America gets involved in tons and tons and tons of industries. They do it for American jobs. They do it for American safety. They do it for American interest, right? And we have been incredibly remiss in not recognizing American entertainment as one of the most powerful forces in the world. And American government needs to start giving some direction. And we need to start achieving American goals with American entertainment. And Amy Klobuchar has the opportunity right now, in this moment, to speak to this, right? Now, what does she gain by saying this, right? A lot. She has a lot. So one, she could be saying something that nobody else is saying, right? And she can really, and that's important because right now, Amy really needs to distinguish herself, okay? She's doing a great job. She is absolutely doing a great job. And she is gaining, right? But she's got a lot of ground to gain. And the real threat on the ground right now, the real political predator right now, the fangs and claws, real threat on the ground today is Pete Buttigieg. He's ahead. He is the dominant person in the U.S. primary political race right now. He is who she has to beat. And she ain't going to beat him with pablum. She's not going to beat him by just, saying the same noise in every interview. She needs to stand out, right? So if she picks this up, she's going to be saying something unique, right? Here's the other thing. She's going to appeal to young voters. She's going to appeal to young political wonks. She's going to appeal to the media. The media definitely wants to talk about Harley Quinn because it's exciting and it's fresh and it's new. They want to talk about Batman. This is going to get lots of clicks. This is going to get lots of views. This is going to get lots of podcast ears. This is going to get lots of traction. Okay? So that's good. All that's good. Okay? The other thing is, it is uniquely suited to her. And also, I'm going to ask for correction on this one if I'm wrong here. Okay? She is a female candidate, and she should not have to deal with politics from a female perspective, but we haven't had a female president yet. So she is still dealing with the issue of women in America and women in politics and progressing women's goals in America, right? And this is a woman's issue. So she has standing on it. She can speak on this in a way that Bernie and Pete can't. Okay? And also in a way that Elizabeth Warren can't. And the reason why is I'm guessing that Amy Klobuchar has probably read a comic book in her life. Probably more than one. Right? But I'm betting that Elizabeth Warren has not. Okay? Now, again, she shouldn't have to deal with this on a woman basis. But it is woman, right? So Amy can speak on this. Amy Sarnoff is a female CEO of Warner Brothers. And Margot Robbie, she's not just an actress in this movie, she's a producer, right? So this is a woman's issue. And Amy has standing on this, and she has said that she cares about women's issues, and she wants to bring women's issues to the forefront. So this is a way that she can step in and bring a solution that nobody else can. Now here's the other thing. How would this help, right? This helps more than just Amy. This could massively help Birds of Prey. If this gets picked up in the press, whether it's talked about positive or negative, it could double or triple the Birds of Prey box office. That's win-win. This is a 10-point nitro boost for Amy Klobuchar. She should pick it up immediately. All that is my opinion. I'd love to hear your opinion. Do you think I'm wrong or right? Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.